Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Kubra Ali and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada.
Bank of Canada raises key interest rate by 0.75%, says it likely needs to go higher. Ontario needs to develop strategy to manage long COVID, Science Table says. Person with knife reported in Saskatchewan as manhunt for suspect in weekend rampage continues. Police warn Ontario drivers about new school bus lighting system. These are the rules. Hold and secure lifted at Pickering School following nearby incident. Police searching for suspect after shots fired during Highway 401 road rage incident. Burlington man charged after allegedly sexually propositioning teenage girls.
These were the headlines and let's jump right into the details.
Canadians should expect interest rates will climb even higher, the Bank of Canada said Wednesday after announcing another supersized interest rate hike. The central bank raised its key interest rate by 0.75 percentage point and signaled this won't be the last increase as it continues its battle against high inflation. The rate hike, which followed a full percentage point increase in July, was in line with what many economists were expecting and brought the bank's key rate target to 3.25%. The increase will feed into other lending rates, making it more expensive for Canadians and businesses to borrow money, while a debate has been bubbling about whether this will be the last interest rate hike of the year. The Bank of Canada was clear that more increases may be needed to bring inflation down to its 2% target. Given the outlook for inflation, the Governing Council still judges the policy of interest rate will need to rise further, the bank said in its announcement. The move Wednesday is the fifth consecutive interest rate increase this year, pushing the bank's key rate above what it calls the neutral range between 2 and 3%. In the rate announcement, the Bank of Canada said global inflation remains high because of the global supply chain disruptions, the effects of COVID-19, and the war in Ukraine. The Bank of Canada, along with central banks around the world, has been raising interest rates in an effort to cool sky-high inflation after slashing its key rate to near zero at the start of the pandemic. Canada's year-over-year inflation rate was 7.6% in July, easing from 8.1% in June as gas prices fell. The Bank of Canada expects the economy to slow in the second half of this year as global demand weakens and higher interest rates dampen economic activity domestically. Ontario's recently disbanded Science Table says the province needs a proactive and comprehensive strategy to manage long COVID, including of substantial investments in research. The group of scientific advisors was dissolved this week but had said it would wrap up its ongoing work and has published a brief today on understanding the post-COVID-19 condition. The brief says the condition is defined as symptoms persisting for at least 4 or 12 weeks after a COVID-19 infection, and estimates vary widely of how many people will develop it. The group says that while there is a significant uncertainty around the definition, prevalence, causes, risk factors, and prognosis of this condition, published literature suggests it poses considerable health risks and therefore considerable burden on the healthcare system. Says evidence suggests vaccination is associated with a lower risk of developing long COVID, and due to widespread vaccination, the condition may be less frequent. A notice sent over Saskatchewan's emergency alert system says a report of person armed with a knife driving in a stolen vehicle northeast of Saskatoon may be connected to a deadly stabbing rampage over the weekend. The person is reported to have been traveling in a 2008 white Chevy Avalanche in the community of Wacaw, where the vehicle was reported stolen. Police says people should seek immediate shelter and use caution when allowing people into their homes. They are also being told not to approach suspicious people. A suspect in the killings, Miles Sanderson, is still at large. 10 people were killed and 18 were injured in a series of stabbings in various locations Sunday on the James Smith Cree Nation and nearby village of Weldon. Ontario drivers are being warned about new school bus lighting system as students head back to the classroom. Ontario Provincial Police Sergeant Terry Smith took to Twitter on Tuesday morning to go over the new amber lights that are now equipped on school buses, which indicate that it is preparing to make a stop. The new school bus lighting system was first introduced by the Ministry of Transportation this past July. These amber lights are there when the bus is approaching a stop location when the vehicle is going to be loading students, Schmidt said. What we want people to remember is that when you see those amber lights, be prepared to stop. As soon as the bus stops, the stop arm will come out, the lights will start flashing red, and students will get on or off the bus. Again, just remember when the red lights are flashing, whether you are approaching or coming from behind, you are required to stop and wait for those students to get loaded, said Schmidt. According to the Interior Government, drivers who ignore the red flashing lights or the school bus stop arm can face a hefty fine from $400 to $2,000 if it's their first offense. Each following offense can see a fine of up to $4,000 and possible jail time of up to 6 months. Anyone who sees a driver failing to stop for a school bus can file a local road watch report or call police. Durham police remain in the area of Kingston and Liverpool roads as they continue to investigate an incident at a house in the community. As a result, Glen Grove Public School at 1934 Glen Grove Road was temporarily placed under hold and secure. The order was lifted around 1 p.m. In a previous tweet, Durham District School Board said students and staff are safe. However, they asked everyone to avoid the area as Durham police managed the situation. Local police also said the investigation is ongoing and asked people to stay clear of the vicinity. Police are working to identify a driver who allegedly opened fire on Highway 401 Wednesday morning during an alleged case of road rage that resulted in Pickering Elementary School being placed in hold and secure. The incident happened around 9:30 a.m. in the eastbound collector lanes near Kennedy Road. According to Sergeant Kerry Smith of the OPP, the victim said the driver of a black BMW X5 rolled down the window. Then they reportedly saw a gun and heard a shot fired, he said. No injuries have been reported. We are following up on information on that suspect, Schmidt said. Parts of Highway 401 at Highway 404 and the Don Valley Parkway were closed earlier today for about an hour as police investigated. All highways reopened shortly after 1 p.m. Durham police have confirmed to CP24 that their investigation into the shooting led them to a house in Pickering on Glen Grove Road, which is Kingston and Liverpool roads. That part of investigation resulted in the neighboring Glen Grove Public School being temporarily placed in hold and secure. The order was lifted around 1 p.m. The investigation is ongoing.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kubra Ali. I'll see you back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.